Hey everyone, so this week our topic in class is dealing with closing a group and termination. So one of the stories that we often hear when we're in elementary school or even up through middle school is the story by Dr. Seuss, All the Places That You'll Go. And it seems like it's just a really simple book that any normal young child would read. But the truth is, the message never really grows old for us, even as adults. The book is really down to earth, and it's also actually very realistic, even though it is very simple and it's very cartoon-like and animated. I feel like this would be a great way to end a group when working with students out of school. I feel like it's a very entertaining and capturing way to gain their attention. And I also feel like its messages are very clear and concise and direct. It talks about, hey, you're going to face failure. You're not always going to be at the top, but you have the choice what direction you go. And that's really important, especially given the idea that independence and making your own choices is really important to deciding all those places that you really will go. So the resource that I'm providing everyone with this week is an animated video, audio telling of excerpts of the book. I think it's really cool because I think the graphics are very creative. I feel like the artistic drawings and the artistic ability and input really draws the viewer in. But I also feel like the audio recording is also very clear and goes along with the animation. So I feel like that is something that is really beneficial and really communicates the message really accurately. As I've kind of touched on, I feel like this is relevant for the age group that I'm working with because it does talk about independence. It does talk about the options to choose. But also because when you're working with teenagers and you're working with older students, there is the overarching theme of independence, that you make your own choices. You choose where you get to go. And if you make positive choices, then your journey just continues to grow and to get better and better. A lot of the concerns that we have when working with high school students and middle school students is that groups are really good for them, but they also form attachments really easy. Some tend to form attachments more difficult. So if there is attachment made, sometimes it's really hard for them to break away from a group because they have invested in the group. They've put their trust in each member, and they've really defined themselves in this time of identity development with the group process. And so this is a situation where by playing this animated clip, it can give them that confidence, that hope, that although we're ending the group, there is the opportunity to have confidence in themselves and to go further, to have the ability to see where they've been and follow a new journey that involves them looking back on where they've been and where they're headed. The exercise that I would pair with this activity would be the pat on the back exercise. One of the things really important for teenagers is affirmation, especially by their peers. They want to have some kind of acknowledgement from their peers about who they are and the growth and the change that they've seen. So the pat on the back exercise is a really good opportunity for students to have multiple types of feedback about the growth that they've went through. And that's really important with change being a factor of where you're headed in the future. So I really feel like creative arts and videos, especially with stories that even though they might be geared towards younger children, they have a message for us even at an older age, that sometimes the destination is important, but it's the journey to get there.